Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Sandra and this is Midwest Charm. We are a small storefront in Pine City, Minnesota. We have all of your DIY needs, including 2 paint lines, DIY and sweet pickings, as well as iron orchid designs, recycled treasures, cunning lines and designs, and more. We can be found on all social medias, linked below, as well as our website, www.midwestcharm.co. And you guys, today's video is simply, let's make some Christmas presents. How you can take something thrifted, used, and make it into something completely different and beautiful and to fit anybody's decor. So follow along as I take you through the steps to do this. So we're working on a few different projects today, but first up we are using DIY's Apothecary on this wood chicken. He has already been painted, it looks like several times. He has some chipping and some cracking. So we're just going to go over this cool guy with 2 good coats of Apothecary, which does happen to be one of my favorite DIY colors. I think it's a lot of people's favorite. This paint is so pigmented that I'm getting super duper good coverage, and I do plan on going back in and distressing that when it's all dried and done. I'm also using Apothecary on these 2 wooden candlesticks, and when I do candlesticks I like to flip them upside down to paint the undersides because I always tend to miss some. And then flip it over and do the rest. And you'll see when I do get to the top of this, the middle center part there is metal where my hand is. I do get paint on that, and because this is clay-based and you can reactivate it with water, even after it's dry, I go ahead and paint it sloppily, and then just go back in with a wipe later, which I do believe I have recorded. But each one of these will also be getting 2 good coats, and then we will do some distressing. And here I'm going in at the top, and at first I was being careful, and then I'm like, I need to get in that lip. So I did, like I said, did make a little bit of a mess, and it is what it is because, like I said, it wipes right off. And here I am flipping this one over and going in with this first coat of paint. I don't remember what I paid for these, but it had to have been a good deal for me to get them. The prices on candlesticks here are either really good or really high, and there's like no in between. So when we find them at good prices, we do grab them. And here I am doing the second coat, and I may have already done the second coat on the chicken. I kept getting interrupted. This was actually the day before Thanksgiving, and the kids were all off of school, and we were doing prep, and I had an appointment at Mayo the day before, so it was kind of a wild and crazy day. So yeah, it was a little bit, took me a while to get everything done. So you can see that I get beautiful coverage with this second coat. It is amazing. And if you wanted to leave these without distressing, it would have been a very beautiful look. And then we're going to second coat the other one. So most of these are going to get pretty much the same treatment with the paint, distressing, and then how I finish it. For these next few items, I am going to be using Farm Fresh. This is another color in the green family. This one's a little bit darker. And I am just going in on the handles of this mini rolling pin, and then I'm going to be painting all of those little scoops. There is also another little piece in with it, but I don't know where my painter's tape is, so I didn't want, what I want to do with that is paint off part of it and just do like a stripe on the top, and I don't know where that tape is, and I don't trust myself to do it freehand, so we are just doing 2 coats on the handles and then doing the whole little scoop, both sides, and then I'm going to be sealing these up with liquid patina for the sealer. And I'm so happy that this paint dries so incredibly fast, because it really made it easy to flip these over and do both sides. And because these are raw wood too, it just literally soaked up the paint, and I'd had no problem at all with these drying. So these both are all of these, the little scoops and the rolling pin, got 2 coats of Farm Fresh. And then next up, you can kind of see my next project off to the side there. It is a scale, and this does not work right, and it's newer. And a lot of people just use these for decor anyway, so it's not like this has to be perfect. So I am painting it. It's newer. It's, I believe the date on the front is like 2006 or 2003. So it's definitely newer, but it just needed something. And I knew that if I painted this and distressed it, that it would sell. So this is going to be getting more like 2.5 to 3 coats of the the Farm Fresh. And then we'll be going in using a wipe to clean off that front screen, because I did get paint on that. And then going back in, doing my second coats. And it does take a little bit more on that scale. And I don't think I caught all of that on video. These little scoops. I have these plain in the store, and we have some that we stamped on, but the stamps I wanted to use on these I could not for the life of me find, so I just did a different technique on them that you'll see here in just a bit. I just wanted to do one thing and couldn't, so I switched it up. And I'm just kind of giving them a quicker dry so I can flip them over really quick. With that second coat, I didn't want it to pull off when I flipped them over to paint the other side. So I did just dry those little edges really fast. As you can see, it dried super quick. When you see it go from that darker to the lighter, that's the paint drying. And then when you put your top coat on, or your finishing coat, you'll see it get darker again, and then it dries somewhere in between those 2 shades. And then we are going to be getting out a finger sander, which I do have linked below in my Amazon links. And I'm just going to be doing a really quick sand over just those high parts, and you can see some of the white peeking through and a little bit of the wood peeking through. And I just did, you can tell it's very light sand, and it's just on those high points. And then I'm going to be going in with DIY clear wax and just brushing a coat of that on it. And then I realized I'm not in screen showing you how I'm doing this, so I do lay the chicken down here. You guys, if you have not used this wax, you need to pick some up. It is so creamy and so smooth. You can tell I'm just using a Walmart little paintbrush here, and it goes on so beautifully. Now I'm going in with some dark wax into all the details. I'm not doing the whole thing, but it does kind of get rubbed all over the whole thing as I'm buffing off the clear. And the clear goes down first just so that you have a little bit more control with that dark wax, because it's clay based and very porous. If I were to put that dark wax on there, it would be very dark, and you may like that. But I knew for this one I just wanted that dark color to sit in the cracks and the details of this rooster. I love how he turned out, and I have no qualms about him selling immediately for a gift for Christmas. And here you see me going in with a wipe and wiping off the paint on the top, on that metal part. And then I'm going to go in with the clear wax on both of these candlesticks. And again, go in with the dark, I forgot, I did distress these. And I think I did distressing out of order on the second one. I think I started waxing it and then remembered, oh wait, I didn't distress it. So I went back in, distressed it, and then finished up. And I do go back in with that dark wax in all of the transitional parts of this where there's any crevices or details, to make sure that that dark wax sits in there and pops those details out even more than the distressing did. And you can see the scale drying right next to me there in front of me. It's got that second coat on it, and I do believe I put one more coat on it even after that. These are actually beautiful. I really love them, and if I had a space for them, I'd probably be keeping them. But I don't. So they will be going into the store as well. And the sets like this, the matching ones, and I don't think I've done any in this color scheme in a while, so I know these will go pretty quick. They make a great gift, and this apothecary color is such a good neutral that goes in and matches so many colors and so many, browns and blacks, grays, blues, greens. It just goes with everything. Pinks even. So pretty. All right, now we are distressing our little mini rolling pin to make those little handles look worn, which is harder to do because they are a lighter raw wood. And we're going to do these little scoops as well. And then I do dust them off because there is some sanding dust in these. I'll dust them off really quick, and then I'm going to go in with, I think I had mentioned earlier, the liquid patina, and give them each a good coat of liquid patina because I'm going to be using that transfer right there. It's actually one of my favorite ones, and heck if I can remember what it's called, but I will get it linked below, you guys. I really love that one. It's actually a really good seller at the store. That size just is so perfect for so many things. A lover of flowers, I can't even remember. It's not the one with the poems, you guys, but I'll link it below. I'm going to be putting that transfer on the little scoops too. So I am going in and sealing both sides, letting these dry completely. I do believe I took the hairdryer and hit them again to make sure they were completely dry before I went ahead and did the transfers, because if it's not dry, if you've seen me in my past videos, I show you guys what happens when you don't wait. Those transfers pull up that paint and it's not pretty. So I found a big flower that kind of wrapped around, that's in the purple and yellows, and it wrapped around perfectly, and so I just pressed down both ends and then picked one side and started peeling and pulling back as I am rubbing it down. You guys, if you're ever doing these, you peel it up and part of the transfer comes with it, just lay it back down and keep rubbing with the tool or with your finger to get that to apply down. And I'm just going to do this all the way around, and then I'm going to be doing the same thing on those little scoops. I have little single flowers. Oh, right here I'm cutting because there's some little vines that are extended past the rolling part of the pin, and I wanted to pull those little leaves up or else get them down, and I didn't want them to like lift completely up, so I just snipped really quick so that I had a little bit more movement. And then you can take the top that you just pulled off, that vellum plastic there, and burnish, rub the transfer in to get all those little air bubbles out. And then I cut these little flowers out of the same transfer. I'm just using my finger because it is so small, and I could have gotten the stick in there, and I think I even showed it on one where I did it. I did 2 of them on the inside, and then 1 of them on the back side, just to do it a little different. The flower was a little bit bigger too, and I just wanted to have a little bit of variance. And then I will be going over all of these with another coat of, actually I go over these with wax. I decided to do clear wax and then dark wax as well, just to age them and make them look older. I wanted any of that natural wood that was kind of peeking out, just to take some of that dark wax and kind of age it, well, obviously, and make it darker. And I do the same with I use a wipe to distress the scale there, and then go over it with clear and dark wax. And I think on the parts that are distressed, I might go back in and use some of the Pennies from Heaven liquid patina, the copper liquid patina, and put on those parts too to make it look maybe a little bit more rusty and worn. If I do that, I'll post pictures on my community page so you guys can see it. But enjoy these pictures of my finished pieces. I'm excited to hear which one you guys like the best, what you think turned out the best. It was pretty late at night when I finished these up, so I'm hoping the shadows aren't too much on these pictures, but I think they turned out so stinking cute. What did you think? What item was your favorite? I'm kind of looking, and I don't know. I really like the chicken. They always sell really well for us too. But, you know, nothing beats a good set of candlesticks. So, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you liked the best below. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.